Major American airports in place, set to screen certain travelers what we know about this mysterious virus. The highway shooter or gunman opening fire at passing cars, at least 20 cars hit, what authorities have now revealed. The Iran missile attack on the U.S. military, what we did not know. U.S. service members wounded, checked for concussions, several service members flown out for treatment. New arrests just as we come on tonight amid that state of emergency in Virginia. Authorities say there have been credible threats involving alleged neo-Nazis. The Senate impeachment trial President Trump's legal team revealed tonight, including Ken Starr and Alan Dershowitz. In New York City, the deadly gas explosion that made national headlines, leveling several buildings, killing 2. Tonight, the major new headline. And our person of the week. She's been known as Rose, as Sue-Ann. She fights for animals. And tonight, she marks a giant birthday. Who is our person of the week?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Friday night. And for millions, it has already been a very rough ride home tonight. A monster winter storm is bearing down across much of this country. In fact, more than 100 million Americans under alerts from the Rockies all the way into the Northeast. Drivers facing blinding snow and gusting winds. This is Moorhead, Minnesota right here, where cars are off the highways tonight. A Delta passenger jet sliding off the taxiway at Kansas City Airport. Runways shutting down. More than 4,000 flights canceled or delayed nationwide already. And tonight, news coming in of a deadly avalanche hitting a ski resort near Lake Tahoe. At least 1 person killed. The storm hitting Chicago tonight, then right into the east. Several major cities in the path. We do have the timing and the track of this for you, and ABC's Alex Perez is in the storm zone.
Tonight, blizzard warnings in the upper Midwest. That powerful storm creating whiteout conditions. Vehicles stranded, visibility near zero. This UPS truck jackknifing on Interstate 94 in North Dakota. In Omaha, Nebraska, drivers struggling for traction.
This car continuing to have issues as it makes its way up the hill.
First responders racing to accident scenes.
We had to extricate that person, removing the roof of the vehicle.
An icy glaze covering this Kansas State Troopers cruiser. In Kansas City, Missouri, Delta Flight 1114 bound for Detroit sliding off the taxiway.
Captain came on and said, "You're not going to believe this, but we hit a patch of ice and somebody's going to have to tow us out of here."
Conditions forcing the airfield to close for a time. Around the country, more than 4,000 flights delayed or canceled. In the west, a deadly avalanche near Lake Tahoe, California.
They are assembling the Nordic rescue team.
Total patient count is 2 at this time.
A 34-year-old man killed and another person seriously hurt at the Alpine Meadows ski resort after more than 2 feet of snow in just 24 hours. And David, you can see, check it out, the snow already falling at a steady clip here in Chicago, and things will get messy here. Some areas will get about 5 inches of snow, which will then be followed by ice and freezing rain as the night goes on. So just getting around is going to be a big headache for a lot of people. Also, David, there's a ground stop at O'Hare because of this weather. David?
What a mess already. All right, Rob Marciano said this was going to happen right around this time. So, Alex, our thanks to you. Let's get right back to Rob tonight. He's timing it out just as we all start this weekend. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. This storm now phasing together. It's a full-on blizzard across the northern plains, now moving rapidly to the northeast, and that's the only positive I can find with this. It's moving relatively quickly, but the snows are pushing into Chicago, as you saw, and we've got the warnings that are still up from Colorado all the way up through northern New England. So let's time it out. Snow's increased in Chicago, turning over to ice. Detroit, I think you stay snow for most of this event. I-80 is kind of the cutoff line there, and then the snow's moving into Philly, then New York and Boston. Accumulations there, but the heaviest accumulations will be inland. We'll see icing accumulations as well. And here in upstate New York, where it's been a slow start for winter, this area tomorrow will be white come this time tomorrow night. David?
That's right. Winter's back. Rob Marciano, thanks to you on a Friday night. As several airports brace for this storm, they're also preparing for something else tonight. There is growing concern at this hour over a possible outbreak of a mystery virus. Federal authorities are now preparing to screen certain passengers coming into the U.S. The pneumonia-like illness, first reported in China, already spreading to Japan and Thailand. The CDC will begin screening thousands of passengers in New York, L.A., and San Francisco. And ABC's Gio Benitez and our Dr. Jen Ashton tonight on what you need to know.
Tonight, a massive screening effort begins for about 5,000 passengers arriving from China after a mysterious respiratory virus has killed 2 and sickened at least 45 in Asia. The CDC deploying about 100 experts at San Francisco International, LAX, and New York's JFK, where the first flight from Wuhan, China, arrives in just hours.
They'll be asked where they were in the previous 2 weeks, whether they came into contact with any animals, whether they have any symptoms of an upper respiratory infection.
Experts believe this is a new kind of coronavirus, which typically causes symptoms of the common cold, but in some rare cases can lead to pneumonia. An outbreak of 2 other coronaviruses, SARS and MERS, proved deadly. But tonight it's unclear if this new virus is easily spread from person to person.
Other coronaviruses like SARS and MERS have taught us that they need to be taken seriously.
Most of the patients in China contracted this virus at a seafood and meat market in Wuhan, but some cases have already been reported in Thailand and Japan, where screening is also underway.
This is obviously very concerning. So Gio's with us from a busy Kennedy Airport tonight. And Gio, the CDC is calling this a serious situation tonight.
Yeah, David, that's because more than 60,000 people travel from Wuhan to America every year. The CDC says the risk to the American public is low, but David, they want to be ready.
Better to be ahead of it. All right, Gio Benitez, thank you. And next this Friday night, the alleged highway shooter arrested in North Carolina tonight, accused of shooting at least 20 cars over 2 days. Tonight here, the images of shattered windows. And authorities now say the shooter is just 14. Here's Victor Oquendo.
This car window shattered by a suspected highway sniper.
It was still just mind-blowing and still shocking to say something like that.
It all happened along US 264 in North Carolina this week. Authorities say at least 20 passing cars were shot at and damaged with a high-powered pellet rifle. The Wilson County Sheriff says they started receiving calls yesterday morning, drivers reporting bullets blasting through their windows, others saying the sides of their cars had been damaged. Hugh Scott is a principal at a local school. He was on his way to a school sporting event when his car got hit.
I thought this was an isolated incident at the time. Finding out that more vehicles had been shot, I felt that I needed to just make people aware that this isn't a hoax.
Tonight, deputies arresting a 14-year-old boy, releasing these images of a nest made out of tree branches. That's where officials believe the teen hid and fired shots at passing cars.
I am truly blessed, and I'm very grateful that that this wasn't a greater or more serious incident.
Deputies set up patrols and undercover surveillance. They found ammunition near that apparent nest, and that's what led them to their 14-year-old suspect who lives in that area. Tonight, he is being charged as a juvenile, but thankfully, David, no one was hurt.
Victor, thank you. We're going to turn now to new reporting on the Iran missile attack on the U.S. military and what we did not know here. U.S. service members were wounded, checked for concussions, several service members flown out for treatment. President Trump has repeatedly said no Americans were harmed in the attack, but U.S. officials now confirming at least 11 service members were wounded. So when did the Pentagon know? And here's ABC's chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, tonight.
On the night of the Iranian missile attacks and the hours immediately following, President Trump and Pentagon officials said there were no injuries from the missile strikes and that the damage was only minimal.
No Americans were harmed in last night's attack by the Iranian regime.
The U.S. forces benefited from an early warning system, and most were in bunkers at the time of the attacks. But we now know on the very night of the attack, January 8th, a number of service members were examined for concussions, although they returned to duty following the attack. Soon afterwards, some of the injured reported persistent symptoms, and others reported new ones. On January 10th, one service member had to be flown out of Iraq for treatment. On Tuesday, at a campaign rally, the president repeated that there were no injuries.
I said, "How many killed?" "Nobody, sir." I said, "How many hurt?" They said, "Nobody, sir."
The next day, January 15th, 10 additional service members were flown out to either Germany or Kuwait and screened for traumatic brain injury. Less than 24 hours later, the defense secretary was notified and prepared a statement that was released shortly after the story first appeared in Defense One.
So let's get right to Martha Raddatz live in Washington tonight. And Martha, the president had said no injuries, as you reported there, for days. So do we know when the White House learned of all this?
Well, David, the Pentagon says that leadership didn't know about the medical evacuations until yesterday because the forces in Iraq would not have been required to report them unless they were considered life-threatening. But, David, a lot of questions still remain.
Martha Raddatz tonight. Martha, thank you. Now to the Senate impeachment trial. President Trump's legal team revealed tonight, including two well-known names who often appear on cable news. Here's Terry Moran.
Finally, after weeks of indecision, sources say President Trump has settled on a team to represent him at his Senate impeachment trial. And it includes a couple of big names. Ken Starr, the former independent counsel whose investigation into President Bill Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky triggered Clinton's impeachment, and high-profile Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz. Both men have been frequent and vocal defenders of the president on Fox News.
They would be abusing their power if they impeached President Trump on this record.
It is a lesson, and a nasty lesson, in how not to do impeachment.
Both men also represented convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who committed suicide last year, helping to negotiate a lenient sentence for Epstein in 2008. Dershowitz also helped to defend O.J. Simpson. Already, and not surprisingly, there's confusion on the Trump team. Dershowitz, who will handle the constitutional issues surrounding impeachment, today telling Dan Abrams he's not really on the president's team.
I will be there for, 1 hour, basically, presenting my argument, but I'm not a full-fledged member of the defense team in any realistic sense of that term.
As for Starr, after the Clinton impeachment, Donald Trump had this to say about him.
I think Ken Starr is a lunatic. I really think that Ken Starr is a disaster.
Starr and Dershowitz join a defense team led by White House counsel Pat Cipollone and President Trump's personal lawyer Jay Sekulow.
So let's get to Terry Moran. He's live at the White House for us tonight. And Terry, the president had wanted at one point some of his strongest defenders from the House to really help make his case again in the Senate, but it looks like that's not going to happen.
It won't, David. Think of those House proceedings and Republicans Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows. They were ferocious defenders of the president, and he wanted them in the Senate. Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, said that's not going to work, in part because having House members defend the president and prosecute the president, it just didn't work. And in general, they want a more lawyerly defense in this impeachment trial. David?
Terry Moran tonight. Terry, thank you. And next this Friday evening, word of new arrests at this hour amid the state of emergency in Virginia. The FBI arresting 3 suspected members of the neo-Nazi group The Base in Georgia. This after other arrests and authorities on alert ahead of a gun rights rally reporting credible threats from those alleged neo-Nazis. Here's ABC's Kira Phillips.
Tonight in Georgia, police say 3 suspected members of a neo-Nazi group called The Base are under arrest, charged with conspiracy to murder members of the left-wing group Antifa. The FBI linking the case to the arrest of 3 other armed members who investigators believe were plotting to attend a gun rights rally in Richmond, Virginia, with hopes of starting a racial war.
We have received credible intelligence from our law enforcement agencies that there are groups with malicious plans.
Virginia's governor declaring a state of emergency, temporarily banning weapons from Capitol grounds. The state capitol on edge. 2 years after a neo-Nazi plowed his car into a crowd of protesters in Charlottesville, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring dozens of others. And now police believe this man, Patrick Matthews, a member of The Base and a former Canadian Army reservist with explosives training, arrested this week in Delaware, trained with the 3 men now under arrest in Georgia.
Kira Phillips with us tonight from Washington. And Kira, I know they're stepping up security ahead of that rally in Richmond.
They sure are. Law enforcement sources telling me tonight, David, there is a much heavier presence of both local and state police. They don't want to see another Charlottesville. We're also told tonight some counter-protesters are also pulling out of the rally, citing safety concerns. David?
Kira Phillips with us tonight. Kira, thank you. Tonight, the jury is now set for the Harvey Weinstein sex assault trial here in New York. 7 men and 5 women have been selected to hear the case. Weinstein has been charged with sexually assaulting and raping 2 women. Several of his accusers could testify against him. Weinstein has insisted he did nothing wrong. Opening statements are expected next Wednesday. A new setback tonight for Boeing as it tries to get its grounded fleet of MAX jets back in the air. The company discovering yet a new issue with the software update. The problem